While Asian elephants are famous for their tusks, the prehistoric Anancus took it to the next level with straight, 10-feet-long tusks built like defensive javelins. Although wild boar's build and scavenger life is a mirror of the prehistoric Daeodon, the modern boar is peaceful, while the Daeodon was far more aggressive. Indian rhinoceros single horn perfectly mirrors the prehistoric giant Elasmotherium. While the modern grows a relatively modest horn, the prehistoric went totally overkill with a titanic 6-feet-long megahorn. Today, we are comparing iconic ancient beasts side by side with their modern-day lookalikes for a close look at the mirrors of nature. The African bush elephant is nature's ultimate living bulldozer, smashing down entire trees to remodel the savanna, just like the ancient Dinotherium used to do. Even though it stands around the same 13 feet tall, with Dinotherium only being slightly taller, their weight difference is massive, as the modern giant weighs about 6 tons, compared to the twice heavier Dinotherium at 12 tons. The African bush elephant used their forward-curving upper tusks for stripping bark and digging for water in open savannas, while the Dinotherium used its downward-curving lower tusks like massive hooks for stripping high tree branches in a competitive Miocene landscape. Black rhinoceros is famous for its two similar-sized linear horns, is a reminiscence of the extinct Megacerops with its two Y-shaped horn anatomy. The modern browser stands at 5.5 feet tall and weighs about 1.5 tons, while Megacerops stood at 8 feet tall and weighed a full 3.5 tons. Megacerops' Y-shaped horn made of solid bone growing right out of its skull, using it like a battering ram to smash into hyenodons in a volatile Eocene landscape. On the flip side, black rhinoceros horns are made of keratin, the exact same material as human fingernails, and they use them to fend off prides of lions in African scrublands. Wild boar's wedge-shaped skull, sharp protruding tusks, and rugged build looks remarkably like the prehistoric Daeodon. The modern omnivore stands at 3 feet tall and weighs 250 pounds, but it is a dwarf compared to the monstrous Daeodon, which stood 6 feet tall at the shoulder and weighed a full 1 ton. Even though they lived the same life as scavenger, they actually come from totally different family trees. Daeodon was actually an ancient entelodont, a specialized lineage more closely related to hippos and whales, while the modern wild boar belongs to a completely separate family of true pigs. Hippo, chubby, low-slung appearance, and aquatic life looks remarkably like the prehistoric Metamynodon. They stand roughly the same at 5 feet tall, with Metamynodon slightly taller and weighs around 2 tons. Even though these identical twins spend their days submerged in rivers and emerge at night to eat grasses, they actually come from totally different family trees. Metamynodon was actually an ancient, swamp-dwelling cousin of the rhinoceros, while the modern hippo belongs to a completely separate lineage whose closest living relatives are actually whales and dolphins. The white rhinoceros is a high-speed lawnmower of the plains, vacuuming up grass with its giant mouth, just like the prehistoric woolly rhinoceros used to do. They stand roughly the same at 6 feet tall and weighs around 2.5 tons, The white rhinoceros use their wide, square lips for grazing on short grasses in warm African plains as it defends itself from lion's pride as daily challenge. While the woolly rhinoceros used its thick, shaggy coat and flattened horn to sweep away thick snow to reach frozen vegetation in a Pleistocene glacial landscape alongside cave lines, requiring distinct foraging and defensive behaviors. The Asian elephant is a highly skilled jungle architect, using its incredible brain power and trunk to master the forest, just like the ancient Anancus used to do. They stand roughly the same, at 10 feet tall and weighs around 5 tons. The Asian elephants use their twin-domed heads and flexible trunks for feeding on diverse vegetation in tropical forests while defending against Bengal tigers. Whereas the Anancus used its similarly shaped skull and hyper-elongated 3-meter-long straight tusks like defensive javelins for clearing pathways and intimidation against Macrauchenia in a changing Pliocene woodland landscape. The tapir sports an elongated facial structure with a flexible, prehensile proboscis, which looks remarkably like the unique snout of the Macrauchenia. This modern ungulate stands at 3 feet tall and weighs about 700 pounds, while the Macrauchenia double the height at 6 feet tall and weighed a full 1 ton. The Macrauchenia used its centrally located trunk-like snout like a high-reach crane for stripping tough vegetation from high branches in the open South American Pleistocene plains. Whereas the tapirs use their short, flexible proboscis snout for plucking leaves and fruits in dense rainforests. The African forest elephant is a compact jungle clear-cutter, logging pathways through dense trees, just like the ancient Mastodon used to do. African forest elephant stands at 8 feet tall and weighs about 3 tons. Despite only 2 feet taller, the Mastodon weighs almost twice at full 6 tons. The forest elephants use their straight, downward-pointing tusks for navigating dense African rainforest, while the Mastodon used its heavily curved tusks and cusp-covered teeth like massive wood chippers for snapping thick woody twigs in a cold Pleistocene forest landscape. The warthog is famous for its bumpy face and crazy curved tusks, a bizarre look that perfectly mirrors the prehistoric giant Kubanochoerus. While warthogs use their calloused facial bumps and curved side tusks to dig up roots and defend themselves, the Kubanochoerus use their single, solid bony horn to violently joust and headbutt rivals to fight over territory. This prehistoric stood at 4 feet tall and weighed a full 1,100 pounds, whereas the warthog stands at 2.5 feet tall and weighs about 200 pounds. The Indian rhinoceros is famous for single solitary horn right on its snout, a majestic look that perfectly mirrors the prehistoric giant Elasmotherium. While the Indian rhino grows a relatively modest horn for wrestling rivals in tall grasslands, the Elasmotherium went totally overkill with a titanic 6 feet long megahorn that it wielded like a massive medieval lance to fend off hungry packs of cave lions on a wide-open Pleistocene steppe. Elasmotherium stands at 7 feet and weighs around 4 tons, while the modern rhino is slightly shorter at 5 feet and weighs about 2 tons. Whether it's the massive legends of the deep past or the stunning lookalikes of the modern world, this fun hypothetical face-off proves that our fascination with these thick-skinned giants is only growing. One thing is absolutely certain. If you ever find yourself facing an enraged modern hippo, even a prehistoric megahorn wouldn't be enough to save you. Which version of these armored icons is your absolute favorite?